Support comes from the Wiregrass Archives at Troy University's Dothan campus, identifying and preserving historical documents and photographs for research related to the Wiregrass region. More information at troy.edu/wiregrassarchives.
From Troy Public Radio, this is In Focus, and I'm Carolyn Hutchison. For years, I have wanted to meet a certain guest, and Carol King, curator at Montgomery's Old Alabama Town, made it possible. In our Paws for Animals series, Carol brought her Scottish Deerhound, Leslie, for a radio visit. Leslie stands tall, up to my waist, and she has a wiry gray coat, a long face, with intelligent eyes, and is extremely well-mannered. Our visit made my day. Carol King, what a delight to visit with you in person.
Well, how fun. It's always a lot of fun to be with you, Carolyn, and especially when we're talking about something that's near and dear to our hearts.
Where are we on the property?
We're in Lucas Tavern, and we've got lots of school children in our backyard right now, but the tavern is becoming a really social kind of place 200 years later.
And this is all part of America's 250th.
Right. We're 200. Last year, we celebrated Lafayette's 200th birthday through here, and now we're working on the 250.
Well, we have a special guest inspecting the microphone. And who do we have?
This is Leslie. Leslie's a Scottish Deerhound, and she's 6 years old. She's a retired champion. So she used to be around people and socializing and traveling. So this is definitely a treat for her today, too.
So, Carol, she has a special collar on. What is the significance of her collar?
She actually has the official tartan of the Scottish Deerhound Club of America, authorized by the Scottish Parliament, but a lot of her people at dog shows show off their family tartan.
She is big. Can you describe her size and weight?
She meets the Scottish Deerhound AKC Confirmation, which is an official book or official height. She weighs about 95 pounds. She's a dark gray, and her coat is very wiry. She has a very beautiful head, a big head and a long snout, and lots of fur all over. She's very fuzzy because it's a lot of protection for what they were bred for, which is hunting deer.
Can you tell me more about the history of this breed? Where did you get her?
Actually, her father is Erpingham's Benvolio. He's actually from England. And the breed itself was starting to dwindle down. And our breeder decided that she wanted to revive the breed in the country. She went to England and found Ben. So Ben is her father, and her mother lives in Virginia. Good breeding is very calculated. Her official AKC title is Iron Gates, Love the One You're With, at Land's End. And her name on all AKC registered dogs tells you a little bit about them. She's from the Iron Gate Kennel. Her father is an Iron Gate dog. And her mother is from a Land's End kennel. And she's from the Love Litter. All of her siblings have a name with the love word in their name. She's Love the One You're With. She has a brother named Love is a Battlefield. She has another sister named You Can't Hurry Love. But they do have another call name, which in hers is Leslie.
So you've been showing dogs for how long?
Probably 25 years. We started with Irish Wolfhounds, and then we just sort of gradually ended up with this breed. It's a culture as well. It's not just getting in a ring with the big gray dog. When we go to dog shows, the guys wear tartans, and they opened the Scottish Deerhound Show Nationals with bagpipes, and there's a lot of whiskey drinking and haggis. So it's celebrating an actual culture as well.
This is a big dog, and are they bred to chase deer?
They're bred to bring down deer, to gang up and to bring down deer. They're basically like fuzzy greyhounds. They run fast, quickly, and then they kind of rest for a while.
Do they have a lot of endurance, Carol?
Very little endurance. They're really, of course, greyhounds are known as couch potatoes, and they're pretty much right there, too.
And has she always been a show dog?
AKC Confirmation is what is the standard in all dog shows in this country. And they're registered, so they compete against a standard. All of her pups and her siblings. Most of them have been show dogs as well from the kennel that they're from. Some of them go on to have very, very distinguished careers. Her sister is still one of the top 10 in the country, and a lot of her cousins are ranked within it. She did make it to a champion. She did not make it to a grand champion. She's more of a homegirl.
What makes a champion Scottish Deerhound?
You meet the AKC standard physically, but you got to have an attitude. When your owner shows up with the leash, you got to know you're going on the road, and you got to perk up, and you got to sort of sprint around the ring, and you got to like it because it's a lot of work. The training takes a long time. They actually, as a group, begin training when they're 3 months old. They travel, they go to matches where they practice, and then by the time they're 6 months old, they're ready to compete in the AKC rings.
She is extremely well behaved. What is the temperament of these dogs?
So many people are gravitated to the Scottish Deerhound because they're such gentle, laid-back, people-friendly animals. Oddly enough, they recognize each other. We'll be, let's say, in a field or a coliseum or a ag center, and they'll see in the distance, because they are sight hounds, so they have very good vision, they'll see one of their kind. So they recognize each other. They recognize their breeds.
Are they trained to chase deer, or is just innate through generations of breeding?
It's innate through generations of breeding. These guys, in this country, they're not used for hunting. They do compete. The breed itself has become more stabilized from a conformation standpoint. They're popping up in conformation and they're called obedience. You'll see them in rally and in something called fast cat, where they basically race against their own time schedule. They race down a tunnel and their speed is measured. They compete with themselves. And they love to lure course, which is in a large field, and they chase a mechanized lure which would imitate a rabbit.
To me, they look about the size of a deer, very streamlined. How would you describe her?
She's sort of a fuzzy greyhound. She's very angular. She's got a beautiful what we call tuck, which is where her stomach connects to her back end. And she's got a lot of power in her back end, a lot of power. I mean, she can run when she wants to run, and she can pull. But she also likes to howl at the fire engines and birds. She has a soft side as well.
She seems to have a very sweet temperament around humans.
She loves humans. She loves to go places. She loves to go to bookstores and coffee shops. And, of course, she comes down here to Old Alabama Town a lot. And they're used to playing with other dogs. They're raised around other dogs and are very personable.
Eyesight, is it very keen?
Well, she is a sight hound with Irish wolfhounds and greyhounds. So they hunt by sight and speed.
Well, she is a lovely dog, and she even gave me a kiss on the cheek.
Nothing personal, Carolyn, but she kisses everybody.
Carol, it has been a delight. I have wanted to meet Leslie for many years, so thank you so much for making that possible.
Well, thank you for introducing the Scottish Deerhound to your audience.
By the way, do they bark much?
She has a really nice bark. They talk a lot. They, because like, where are we going, or it's time for dinner. She has a real keen timing. She tells me when it's 6:18 because it's dinner time. And she tells me when it's 6:18 in the morning because it's time to get up. So they're very routine oriented. She did travel a little bit on the road with her breeders to shows, and so she loves to travel in the RV with the rest of her people and other Scottish Deerhounds too. So
Are they guard dogs at all?
they do like to look out a window, and so if someone is thinking about entering your house, not invited, that's kind of scary. So their size can deter. Very, very smart.
I want to thank you, Carol.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Carol King, curator at Montgomery's Landmarks Foundation, Old Alabama Town, and her Scottish Deerhound dog, Leslie. Thanks for joining us for the Paws for Animals series on In Focus, which is a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Carolyn Hutchison, and this is listener-supported Troy Public Radio.